Hello everyone and welcome back to another coin history video. In today's video we're going to be learning about these first map 10 euro cent coins from Germany, and we'll also be talking a little bit about some of the history of the Brandenburg Gate, which is on the obverse of these coins. So let's get into it. So to start things off, I wanted to talk a little bit about what's on these coins. So we'll start with the obverse here. This is the obverse of the coin, and the obverse has the Brandenburg Gate in the center there, which is a symbol of the division of Germany and the unification of Germany. So that's kind of interesting, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a minute. Why it's a symbol of division and unification. And it's also, the Brandenburg Gate is surrounded by the 12 stars of Europe, which we talked a little bit about in our last video, because those are also on the German 2 euro coin. So you can check that out if you want to learn more about that. It also has the date there, 2002, and the Mintmark, which I believe on this coin is an A, Mintmark. Then if we go to the reverse of the coin, we have the typical 10 euro cent reverse. This one's a little bit banged up. Both of them are on the reverse that I have, but it has that first map on there, which we talked about in our last video a little bit as well. Later on, after more countries joined the European Union, they changed the little map of Europe that they have there. But that map is the first map, and it's kind of a symbol of the original 15 nations in the European Union. And then you've got the face value of the coin there on the obverse. These coins they're the current currency of Germany. So Germany still to this day is a member of the Euro system, and if you were to go to their country, they would take euros as payment. So if you were to buy anything there, you would use euros. These coins are made of something called Nordic gold, which is not actually gold. It is 89% copper, 5% aluminum, 5% zinc, and 1% tin. It's just called Nordic gold, and it has that kind of gold color. These coins also weigh 4.1 grams, and they have a milled edge. Alright, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the Brandenburg Gate because it's got a really interesting history. It was constructed between 1788 and 1791 in Berlin, Germany. The gate has survived both world wars and a lot of other battles, so that already makes it a cool piece of history. It was one of the few structures left standing after World War II in Berlin, in the area that it was in. It also played a part in the Cold War. After World War II, Germany was split into East Germany and West Germany, and it was in East Germany. And during the East German uprising of 1953, 3 men climbed up the structure, and at the top of the structure there's a thing called a quadriga, I think is how you pronounce it, which is basically a chariot that's drawn by 4 horses. And there's also a flag attached to that at that time, which was the red flag of the Soviet Union. So 3 men climbed up there and they took down the red flag and they hoisted up the German flag as a part of the East German uprising of 1953. So that's kind of a cool part of history as well. That's kind of why it's a symbol of the division of Germany, and let's get into the unification part. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the unity portion, why it is not only a symbol of division, but a symbol of unification. This has to do with a lot about the Berlin Wall. Like I said earlier in the video, the Brandenburg Gate is in what is now in Germany, but at the time it was in East Germany. And after the Berlin Wall was demolished, it was a symbol of freedom and the desire to unify the city of Berlin. So lots of people, right after the fall of the wall, gathered at the Brandenburg Gate to celebrate their reunified country. So I think that's a really cool piece of history. There's a lot more things that have happened. It's still standing today. I know last year in September of 2023, it was vandalized and it was spray painted and stuff. And I think recently it was the spray paint was all cleaned off, if I'm not mistaken. So it is a cool piece of history and continues to be a part of German history. So I think it's really cool, and it's featured on this coin, and I think it's a fitting fitting symbol of the German people on the 10 euro cent coin. So yeah, if you guys want to learn any more, I'll try to put some links down in the comment section, or in the description of this video rather. If you have any questions or anything that I didn't include in this video that that you'd like to share, please feel free to share in the comment section. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. I try to make content like this several times a week, and I also do coin roll hunts. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.